many times is he going to get hurt before we say we can't give him a new contract? No, I am not talking about Christian Pulisic. I'm talking about the best player on our team, N'Golo Kante. Once again, N'Golo Kante is injured, and once again, N'Golo Kante is out for a prolonged period of time with no date set. Frustrating, annoying. Let's break it down. Chelsea versus Milan at the San Siro, where dreams are made of. These are the champions. Yes, you know the deal. Let's get into this video. Welcome to the Kavkas View, guys, and in today's video, we've got a nice, short, snappy video for you guys. I ain't gonna take up too much of your time. We're just gonna cover the two press conferences from Graham Potter and Thiago Silva. Both press conferences had a lot of key takeaways and a lot of respect and insight into what's going on in the training ground, the feeling around the team, and more importantly, about our opponents tomorrow. Later after that, I'm going to talk about my prediction. I got the last one right. I said 3-0 against Wolves, and guess what? It was 3-0 against Wolves. So all I ask from you guys now is stay till the end of the video, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel. In the pinned comment is my Instagram if you want to follow me and hit me up in the DMs asking me any football questions. But this big thing, 1,000 likes is what we're aiming for. Do it. Let's go. It's free of charge. All right, right off the bat. Number one, who's injured, who's fit, who's not playing, who's going to be playing. Number one, N'Golo Kante is out, and he's out again, and we need to talk about this now. Buckle up, because I'm going to say some things that a lot of you aren't going to like it. I love N'Golo Kante. I think N'Golo Kante fit is the best player we have at Chelsea Football Club. I think N'Golo Kante fit starts for any team in the world. Only problem is when was the last time N'Golo Kante's been fit? Honestly speaking, when was the last time he has been fit for a prolonged period of time where you can count on him? You can't give an individual 250k for 2-3 years in his 30s, yet you can't count on him to be fit. And the sad reality is that he is world class. And the problem is he's got 6 months left on his deal. We have to either give him a deal or let him go for free in the end of the summer. There are no other options. And the problem is his injuries are only going to get worse. This guy was back, he was in light training, Potter was easing him back in, boom, another injury, we don't know when he's back. Boom, another injury in training, and we don't know when he's back. I'm getting worried, people. I really am. Because N'Golo Kante is a key between Chelsea being a title contender inside or Chelsea battling for top 4. That's how good this guy is. And it hurts me to say this. The remaining team news. Wesley Fofana out for 4 weeks. We already know that. So this is now week 1. We've already had 6 days since he's been injured. So good news, 3 weeks or potentially 4 or 5. We'll see what happens. Hakim Ziyech did not travel with the squad. No, it's not because he's got an attitude problem. No, it's not because Hakim Ziyech thinks he's above the squad. Hakim Ziyech has a sore throat. He's ill. Everyone gets a flu every now and then. The guy is ill. Let him rest. Let him ease up. He's got a lot of talent, guys. I've said it on many occasions. Guy's got talent. Problem is getting consistency out of it. I think his consistency stinks. I'm not going to lie to you. This guy, before he joined, I said he's an Arsenal level player. 1 week, fantastic 10 out of 10. Next week, 3 out of 10. You can't trust players like that. And sadly, when January opens up, I think Hakim will be moving on. And it's best for both parties that this happens. On top of that, Graham Potter speaks about how we have had a lot of rotation in the last 3 days, especially against Wolves. Reason being is we need to keep players fit and prevent them from getting injuries. Number 1, Aubameyang, fully fit. He was just rested. Number 2, Raheem Sterling, fully fit. He was just rested. And number 3, Mateo Kovacic was rested once again. He came on, but it wasn't to play a considerable amount of minutes, and it's basically to ensure that Chelsea were comfortable and just going through the motion. And for me, this is very important. Potter's going to have to manage his squad, and a lot of people that I've been seeing that watch Brighton on a regular basis said Potter loved to make changes. So get used to it. There's a lot of games. We've got a big squad and we need to utilize it. Graham Potter was asked about Thiago Silva, and the important part here was that he said he's a great leader, he's a great veteran in the team, and he's a fantastic player, and he wasn't lying. And he also said, and this is key, Potter really showed where he stands as a manager. He said, if there's a new contract discussion, I would love to have him, but this is a conversation between the club and Thiago. And this, for me, tells you what he is. He's a coach, he's not a manager. So for anyone saying he has an input with the players we sign, or he has an input with the players we keep, or he has an input with what we do outside of the training ground, you're chatting shit, you're lying. This man was brought in to be our coach. He's not a manager. He's not a technical director. His input is going to be very minimal, and you can see it by the way he answered that question. And you know what? I'm happy with that, by the way. I want my coach coaching the team. I don't want my coach worrying about which players to sign and explaining tactics to the board. No, he's got one job: get results and develop players. Boom. He was asked as well, Potter, in respect to developing relationships and building up this team, how has that been done with the international break and all of a sudden the game's closely compacted? And Potter actually, you know what, gave him a very good answer. He basically laughed them off because they were like, can we get some examples, please? He was like, well, we talk to each other, we communicate with each other, firstly. Secondly, he said, we have other ways of training each other. For example, watching analysis, watching footage of past games. In training, going through drills quickly and efficiently and just getting to know each other. Guys, this is common sense. Like, I can't even believe these reporters are wasting questions by asking questions of this magnitude. Like, it's foolish. It's stupid. I could have answered that question. It's 2022. You don't think when players go away on an international break, sometimes they put on a Zoom meeting and him and Potter will sit down and say, you know what, this is what I think you need to do. These players are at the top of their games. Every little percent makes a difference. And the fact that people think they don't work overtime blows my mind. And then Mr. Thiago Silva came to the stand speaking in Portuguese, and a lot of people in the comments were like, whoa, does he not speak English? He most probably does, he just doesn't want to. So like in the interview, listen, it's hard enough to speak English on camera to you guys, let alone him speaking English, broadcasting himself across the whole world. Question number 1 was very interesting, and it was asking him about his future at Chelsea and whether he'd like to return to AC Milan. By the way, Thiago Silva is the GOAT, right? Chelsea, in my opinion, you're all gonna jump on me right now. I've never had a better centre-half than Thiago Silva. John Terry was phenomenal. John Terry's fantastic. Prime Thiago Silva's better than prime John Terry. I'm sorry. Don't even get me started on that one. I'll have that debate with anybody, any place, anytime. I don't care if I offend you. Prime Thiago Silva is one of the greatest defenders ever. No debate. And you know what? When he spoke about leaving Chelsea, my heart sank. I swear to God. He said, I don't want to leave. If I was going to leave and join AC Milan and return, it would have been before I came to Chelsea, but maybe one day as a coach. Big man, maybe one day you can come back and be our coach when you're good. None of this Frank Lampard rubbish where you come and learn here. You go, get your qualifications, become qualified, and then come to Chelsea and win the Champions League as gaffer and as player. Okay? Happy day. You know what? When Thiago was talking about his availability, you can really tell that the man had a lot of self-awareness. And you know what? As an individual, you need to have a lot of self-awareness in any walk of life. Guys, if you're shit at your job, accept it and try work on your skill. If you're rubbish at a certain skill in your life and you want to develop it, first stage is accept. And in this case, he was like, look, I am 38 years old. I can't play 4 or 5 games in a week, but I can play 3 games. It's one of those things where he needs to develop his body and know how his body works to the point where he doesn't get injured because he overexerts himself and misses the Champions League final. Because remember, he limped off in the Champions League final. Part of that most probably was because he played too many games. So we need to be realistic and honest and understand what Thiago Silva is going to be like. We have to rest him, we can't be risking him, and he is essential to our success. So I'd rather have Thiago for 27 Premier League games instead of trying to get 35 and get him injured and we only have him for 16. So balance it out, rest him, and we will be fine. And I'm gonna leave you guys on a good note. He wants to stay. And I took that away from the question that he was asked. They were like, do you want a contract? And he said, look, we need to have the discussion, but now is not the right time. We need to have it either before the World Cup or after the World Cup, shortly after. And the reason being is because he says he has a family and it's hard to relocate them. And more importantly, I think he believes he's still good enough to play. And listen, Thiago Silva is one of our best players, right? After N'Golo, I could make a case that Thiago's our best player. So we cannot be losing players of that magnitude, especially when he's at that level. He still has a lot to offer. He is still incredibly amazing on and off the ball. So we need to be realistic. We need to see what happens. And the board better keep him because this man is great. So listen, guys. This was the Kavkas View. I hope you all enjoyed it. My prediction for tomorrow's game is a draw. I think we're going to get a 1-1, maybe a 2-2 draw. I think it's going to be an absolute classic game. I think this is what dreams are made of. San Siro away. Guys, if I was ever a footballer, this would be one of the stadiums that would be on my bucket list. Growing up as a kid, one of the first jerseys I ever had was an AC Milan top. I had a Madrid jersey, I had an AC Milan jersey that my dad got me, and I had a Chelsea jersey. Those were the 3 jerseys that I've ever touched the skin, right? I never wore a Barcelona jersey, never dreamed of wearing such a thing, but literally, growing up, my dad loved Real Madrid, AC Milan, and Chelsea. And I don't know why he loved Chelsea, but for some reason, this man loved Chelsea and got me into Chelsea. So that's the deal. I think tomorrow is going to be a special day. I'm already excited. It feels like Christmas has come early. So enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed this. Oh, by the way, around me right now somewhere is the video on multi-clubs. It took a lot of research. I made the video. I hope you lot like it. So go click on it and go watch it right now. Hit the like button. Peace out. I'm out. Chelsea to draw tomorrow 1-1 or 2.